It's good to see everyone here. Thank you for being here. Few people I definitely do want to note. First of all, City Councilor Ken Sanchez is here, and he'll be speaking a little bit later on. Steve Ross with Supportive Housing Coalition. Thank you, sir, for being here. Levi Chavez from Heading Home. Levi, where are you? There you, no. Where is he? Missing in action. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Chavez, for being here. Jessica Delgado, HopeWorks. Hi. And Leah Cunningham, she's with her, also from HopeWorks. Thanks for being here. Sandra Chavez with Family and Community Services, who's helped us. I should recognize you, but I don't. Yeah, I wondered if that was you. Thanks. Also, Selena Lopez with APD Coast. And Ben McMillan from United Way. Bev. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like Ben. I can't read. Thanks for being here. And especially AGORA, our new partner with the city. AGORA Crisis Center. Oh, and there's Councilor Benton.
Better late than never.
He slipped in behind me. I am really pleased this morning to announce the initiation of the Homeless Assistance Helpline. It's an important community tool that will serve to link people in need, especially those living without the benefit of reliable shelter, and link those folks with local resources. Here in the metro area, 4,500 people, by one estimate, are homeless or near homeless. 1/3 of that number is working but simply cannot afford the cost of housing. One of the fastest growing segments in that population, unfortunately, is children, among the most vulnerable. For example, APS has registered 3,500 students who do not have permanent addresses. The causes for the growing rate of homelessness are many. They include everything from low wages against high rents, illness or injuries, and the health care costs that come along with those conditions, and young people transitioning from foster care, as well as LGBTQ youth who find themselves without a family home. In all of these scenarios and many, many more, people have basic needs for medical, dental assistance, transportation, housing, everything from baby formula, diapers, and many more needs. Frequently, it just is not clear who to call for non-emergency situations. Our partnership with UNM's AGORA will provide a new, simple option to solve the connection between people with service providers via the Homeless Assistance Helpline at 768-HELP or 768-4357. You can see it right here. The idea started with people who were involved in situations where either they or someone else needed assistance and didn't know who to call. Each situation is different, and although not emergencies, they required a sensitive approach. Clearly, AGORA was the best, most experienced agency for us to work with. Molly Brack will come up here in just a moment to talk about AGORA and what they bring to ensure the success of the helpline. But let me just say first that the Homeless Assistance Helpline complements other efforts that the mayor and the Department of Family and Community Services have directed towards transitional and permanent housing and other needs of homeless people. We'll also hear more about that from Lisa Huval, the department's deputy director, in just a few minutes. But right now, I would like to introduce Ms. Molly Brack, the director of AGORA Crisis Center. If you would come up, please, and say a few words about AGORA. There you are.
Hello. Thanks for coming today. So AGORA Crisis Center's mission is to provide free, confidential, compassionate help to anyone in need of emotional support. And we have just entered our 50th year of doing just that here in Albuquerque. We are an organization at the University of Albuquerque, and our phones and our chat lines are staffed by volunteers. And this is an incredible thing, I think, about AGORA. We have over 150 volunteers who are people in our community who want to give up 4 hours a week to help strangers who are in distress. And I think that says something incredible about our community here in Albuquerque. So many of our callers ask us for information and referrals, and we give a variety of numbers to people for many different kinds of topics. This new helpline that we're very excited about is going to help us facilitate those connections between people in need and community organizations who are best able to help them. So typically on our crisis line, we give people phone numbers, and it's on them to sort of pursue those and look for agencies to help. With this new helpline, we will place calls to our team of community partners, and we'll help them figure out who is best able to send aid out to somebody who is in need. We're very excited about collaborating with the city and want to thank Councilor Gibson and everybody who's been involved with this. I think that there's a lot of really good work going on in Albuquerque to deal with our increasing homeless population and their needs, and I think that this is just going to help us all partner together to provide help and make this a safer community for everybody in Albuquerque. So thank you very much to everybody for involving us, and we're really excited to get this new program going. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Molly. And next we have Deputy Director, I want to say this right, Deputy Director for Family and Community Services, Lisa Huval. Thank you for being here, and thanks for speaking.
Yeah, thank you so much. We at Family and Community Services are so pleased to be able to partner with Councilor Gibson and AGORA on this important service for our community. We feel that it really builds on a few important things about our community. One is that we have a really wonderful network of nonprofit organizations that serve people experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness, but those services can be difficult to access. It's sometimes hard to figure out what you qualify for, and those services are also spread out across our city, so it can just be difficult to physically access them sometimes. We feel like this new homeless assistance line will help folks be able to better connect to the resources they need. We also know that we live in a very caring and compassionate place, and that many people in our community who do have housing see other folks that are in need that don't have housing and want to help but aren't sure how to do that. And this homeless assistance line provides a way for people in our community who care to be able to try and connect someone to services. And that's really a new thing for our community, and we're very excited to be able to implement it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And next, I'd like to hear from Councilor Ken Sanchez, who's always been a supporter of initiatives like this.
Thank you, Councilor Gibson. Albuquerque is a place that we all call home, but for so many, they are homeless in our city, especially our young kids that are struggling each and every day, that are going to the Albuquerque public schools. I believe this Albuquerque Homeless Project, and I really want to thank Councilor Gibson for her vision and her work, and also Aurora and the 150 volunteers that are giving up their time each and every day to support this initiative. I believe that number of volunteers will also increase once they find out what this is all about. This program began now in November. It's new to Albuquerque, but we feel if an individual in a neighborhood sees a homeless shelter starting up or the tents coming in, they can also call this number, and basically we can get some assistance out to these individuals to help them. But the homeless problem in Albuquerque is growing each and every day. And I want to thank the voters of Albuquerque who went out and voted for the $14 million of bonds for the homeless in this last election. I think it was a real victory for our community and our city. But again, working together, I think we can continue to fight this challenge. And united as a community, there is truly nothing that we cannot do. So thank you, Councilor Gibson, for your vision and your work. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Councilor. And next, I'd like to have Councilor Ike Benton come up here, who who actually is spearheaded so many projects. He and now Commissioner O'Malley, back when she was on council, put together the Workforce Housing Trust Fund, which has been a source of much help, much needed help in putting together projects for homeless individuals. So, Councilor.
Thank you, Councilor Gibson. Councilor Gibson deserves a tremendous credit for her perseverance in keeping this together, and I want to thank AGORA as well. This is just a brilliant idea that didn't take that long to come together. I mean, it probably seems longer to you, Councilor.
Oh, yeah.
but remarkably quickly came together, and I think it emblemizes the partnerships between the city, the county, and nonprofit organizations in this city. There's so many great nonprofits working in this city on the issue of homelessness, and we know that the homeless population is a very broad spectrum of people with a broad spectrum of needs, and that's why it's so important. People might say, well, why are there so many different organizations working on homelessness? Well, it's because there's so many populations within the population that need help. I mean, we have wonderful partners like the New Day Shelter and Safe House and the Veterans Integration. All of these are so important for our partnerships, and we want to build the capacity of every one of them that's doing good work. So this is a really very much needed effort, and I'm really happy to see us partnering with AGORA on it, and let's go forward.
Thank you, Councilor Benton. And one last thought I just want to make. Actually, Councilor Sanchez reminded me that we have a city council meeting tonight, and on the agenda we'll be voting on our legislative priorities for the state legislature. And these are very important because they help the state legislators understand where our needs are and where we want to put much of our focus. So, and at the top of that list, of course, will be more funding for good projects to help homeless individuals. So thank you.